Good evening. Good evening. Hello, everyone. My name is LaKeesha Hines, and you are watching the Firestarter Show. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I just want to say tonight is going to be one of those nights. We're continuing our conversation about barriers to connecting to God. And so, the very first part of this, I had the wonderful Pastor Nancy Glover with me, and she did such a phenomenal job in breaking down that very first barrier to connecting with God, which is that we value self sufficiency. So that was the very first one that we talked about. If you missed it, please go back and catch the replay. Okay, you need to go back, catch the replay because it was amazing. And I'm going to have her back. But tonight it's me continuing that conversation. And so please feel free to drop your questions in the chat. I will address them. Additionally, let me know who you are and where you're streaming from so I can shout you out. But you guys, there's something like really big happening this weekend. I don't know if you know what it is. So I'm going to assume that you don't, and I'm going to tell you it is the relaunching of Firestarter Coaching Services. That party is happening this Sunday at Coppertail Brewery in Tampa, Florida, and it will be starting at 4 p.m. It's not too late to get in if you want to come. I just need you to RSVP, and you just need to contact either text or phone 727-213-8247. Again, that is 727-213-8247. Also, if you want to schedule a heat call, you want a free complimentary consultation to see if Firestarter Coaching Services is for you, that is the same number you will dial, 727-213-8247, and schedule that heat call today so we can assess your needs. So, guys, let's go ahead and just dive right in to tonight's topic. I'm super excited about it. Again, it's barriers to connecting with God. And like I said, the very first one was about our self-sufficiency and how we try to do things all on our own, thinking we can do things independent of God. But tonight, what we're talking about is giving up too easily. The second barrier to connecting with God is giving up too easily. So think about it. When you're having a difficult time, we get frustrated. And that frustration literally can tempt us into giving up. And instead of receiving God's blessings, we experience trials. And when we experience trials, it makes us a lot of times want to give up. But we have to remember that we were not promised unicorns and rainbows. We were not promised that this life would not come with would come without tests and trials and would come without tribulations. We actually were told in John 16:33, I have told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth, you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I have overcome the world. So, literally, we were being warned that we were going to have trials and there would be sorrows. And there are times where it's not going to be unicorns and rainbows. So, that was the expectation being set for all of us. And I think we forget that sometimes because sometimes when it's good, it's great. And it makes us forget that it won't always be great and that we're going to have a break from great and transition into sorrow. But it's okay because God is with us if we allow Him to be. So, how can we get encouragement when we're in these difficult times? Well, Jesus actually encourages us to press through in difficult times instead of giving up, push past, press through, persevere. And a lot of times I think we get confused thinking that the temptations that we have or the difficult situations that we have is from God. But a lot of times it's the result of just sin entering the world, right? But He does redeem those situations when we end up tempted or we might be in an abusive situation. Every difficult circumstance that we endure can become a part of our personal story of Christ's redemption. Everything points back to God. And so God actually leads us into a place of radical grace. Romans 5, verses 2 through 5 talks about how we can celebrate the hope of experiencing God's glory. And that's not all. We also can celebrate during our suffering, because when we suffer, we know that we actually develop endurance, and that shapes our character. And when our characters are refined, we learn what it means to hope and anticipate God's goodness. And we will never fail to satisfy our deepest need, because the Holy Spirit that was given to us has flooded our hearts with God's love. That's Romans 5, verses 2 through 5. So, what is that ultimately saying? That we shouldn't run from tests and hardships. As difficult as they are, we will ultimately find joy in them if we embrace them. So, I want to share with you guys, I have a son with special needs. And, I was thinking as I was preparing to speak with you guys tonight, I was thinking, did I ever give up on my son being fully healed and restored and being able to be self-sufficient, independent, thrive on his own? Did I ever give up on that? And I don't believe so. I don't think I ever gave up on God's ability to heal him. I think, and I was talking to my husband about it, I think our prayers shifted from heal him, restore him, make him whole and new and all of that, to Lord, let your will be done. And that's a very um powerful place to be in. That's a very powerful position to be in, because what it really means is that I am completely trusting you, God, to do whatever it is that only you can do anyway. So let me rest in knowing that you got it under control, and whatever will be what I can control, or what I can handle, not control. It will be what I can handle. And whatever I can't, then I know God will intervene. He'll step in and he'll help me. So then I was like, okay, well, there has to be something that I've given up on, right? There has to be something that I gave up on too easily. So I was trying to think, okay, was it something in my marriage? Was it something in in relationships? What? And I said, you know what? I've given up on myself. I have given up on myself too easily in the past. How have I done that? Well, serving God is hard. Like, can I just be real with you? Can I be fully transparent with you and just be real? Like, serving God is hard. Like, because you're constantly in this battle of warring between flesh and spirit, right? And also trying to be in the world but not of the world. Like, it's hard. So, being in certain situations where, like, God has me in this season of no alcohol. And I'm not a heavy drinker anyway, but I'm was more of a social drinker. And, God has me in this season of not drinking. And, sometimes you're around people who are drinking, which I'm not judging, right? And they're like, "You're not drinking? You're not gonna have a drink?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not gonna drink." And then, like, sometimes having to explain that, or making other people feel uncomfortable because maybe they're thinking that I'm judging them and I'm not, but I'm just like, I'm just doing what God told me to do. But sometimes having to go against the grain, having to do the unconventional, the uncomfortable, the thing that's not the popular thing, having to do that a lot of times is hard. A lot of times it's difficult because, like, Lord, can I just be like everybody else sometime? And he like, nope. You're set apart. You are called. You are chosen, right? So no, you can't do what everybody else is doing, because if you do what everybody else is doing, then how are they able to separate you from everybody else that's in the world? How are they able to separate you and say that you are God's chosen if you out here doing everything everybody else is doing? So this is my conversation with Jesus, okay? I'm not talking to y'all. I'm saying this is what he's saying to me. So it's hard having to get up every day and pray and meditate and study God's word, and to treat people nice and kind when they are rude and mean and thoughtless and cruel and inconsiderate, and having to again go against the grain, right? And not be able to do what it is that everybody else is doing. You have to be the one that's standing out in the crowd, right? While everybody else is doing what everybody else is doing. I'm not going to pick anything because you'll think I'm coming for you and I'm really not trying to. But, you have to do something different from what everybody else is doing. And at times it's challenging. And like I said, having to get up every day and pray and meditate and study, being consistent with that, and really seeking God's face and being patient with waiting on Him to lead, God, direct. It's difficult. It is difficult at times. So the reality is, when you realize what's on the other side of that, it becomes easier. When you realize that I would rather be uncomfortable with man, but in right standing with God, versus comfortable with man and in wrong standing with God, you'll make some different decisions. At least that's what happened with me. So we can't run from tests and hardships. As difficult as they are, we can find joy in them. If we embrace them, our faith will blossom under pressure, and it will teach true patience as we endure. True patience that is brought on by endurance will equip us to complete the long journey and to cross the finish line, mature, complete, and wanting nothing. If you don't have all the wisdom needed for this journey, then all you have to do is ask God for it, and God will grant all that you need. He gives lavishly and never scolds us for asking, according to James chapter 1, verses 2 through 5. So don't get weary in well doing. Don't run from the tests and hardships, because guess what? It's just going to circle back around anyway. If you try to avoid doing it right now, guess what? Trust and believe that same thing is going to come right back around. So you may as well go ahead and face it right now so you don't delay the inevitable. All right, you guys. So listen, we're going to take a quick break and then we will be right back to wrap up the other side of this. Do not go anywhere. Don't forget to drop any questions that you have and I will be sure to answer them, but don't go away. We'll be right back. All right. You're watching the Fire Starter Show. Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. My name is LaKeesha Hines, and I'm a fire starter. My new show, The Fire Starter Show, airs every Thursday night live at 7 p.m. on Facebook and on my YouTube channel. Words cannot begin to express how excited I am or how much I'm looking forward to sparking up a conversation with you. Speaking of spark, let me tell you what it stands for. Sex, parenting, arts, relationship, and kingdom. This show will motivate, inspire, and excite all those seeking to enhance their lives. Not only will I ignite the fire, I'll help you keep the flame. See you tonight. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, everybody, just like that informational message just said, I'm here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure you have your face in the place. And remember, don't meet me here, beat me here. All right. Every single week, we're talking about a different topic, but things that are relevant to anyone. Even when we have our parenting night, special needs parenting night, there are a lot of things that I'm talking about that assist families who have children with disabilities, but it also assists those who do not have children with disabilities, right? Because a lot of parenting things are just what they are. They're just parenting strategies and skills that will help you. So you can still learn something from that as well. All right. So we're talking about barriers to connecting with God. And the one that we're discussing tonight is, giving up too easily. And I really just want to encourage you all tonight that I understand that while it does get challenging and it does get difficult, that it is literally a race. And it's one that is not for the faint. Okay, it is a race that will require stamina and endurance. And it is something that you will have to seek God's help for sure. So when we're in this race, and we literally are feeling like we want to tap out and we feel like we want to give up, we may be getting discouraged. And that happens. That definitely happens. So you should not beat yourself up about that, because again, it happens to the best of us. But you have to take heart, and look for that hope, because hope is what carries us through the pain. Because at the end of the day, we know God is faithful, right? He is faithful and his word is true, and he cannot tell a lie. So if he says that he'll never leave us nor forsake us, you can take that to the bank and know that he is with us at all times. But we must endure. We have to have that stamina because it helps us to connect with God. If we tap out before God is done doing whatever it is that he's trying to get done in us or through us, then we miss the opportunity to ultimately learn more about him, connect with him, and to witness his power, his glory, and his blessings. And so we just, you got to hang in there. Like, you cannot give up the fight, right? Do not give up the fight, for sure. So I'm curious to know, like, what have been some things that you can think of, situations that maybe you gave up too easy? If you look back and you reflect, can you think of something that you gave up on too easily, that you didn't hang in there, that you tapped out, that you didn't trust God? Share that, because other people can learn from your story. And like I was saying with mine, there was a situation where literally I gave up on myself. I felt like I'm trying, I'm pushing, I'm pressing, but it just seems like this is never going to come to an end. Like, I'm never going to get this right. I keep messing up. And so, yeah, I gave up. I tapped out. And like I said, when these tests and trials come, if you give up, trust and believe it's coming back around. And that's exactly what happened. So I had to learn to push, to press, to persevere, right? I had to learn to do it. So it's not like because I tapped out and I gave up that it's like, okay, I'm exempt and I don't have to go through whatever this test or trial is. Like I said, really what I did was just delayed it. And so I'm at a place now where it's like, look, if I got to go through it anyway, let's just go ahead and get it over with. You know, just hurry up and do it. Let's get her done. So I can move on and experience the pleasure post pain, right? So my focus becomes on the pleasure on the other side and not the pain that I'm enduring right now. Because ultimately, what do I want to get to? The pleasure. That's what I want to get to. And the longer I delay the inevitable, I'm experiencing pain. Why? Because I know that it's something that I didn't walk through. And in my mind, I know I'm going to have to go through it anyway. So let's go ahead and walk through it now, while I have God's grace, while I have his help. And a lot of times God sends us helpers, and he sends those people who will pray with us and help us to stand strong and to persevere, right? So let me do it while I have my support system. Let me do it right now so I don't have to circle the mountain 50,000 times. Let's go ahead and get her done so I can get to the pleasure. But yeah, like I said, think about something that maybe you've given up too easily on. And, if it is something, repent, pray, ask God to forgive you, and ask him to equip you with the stamina, the endurance, and everything that you need to be able to survive and make it through that test and trial. And he will do it. You just have to trust and believe and have faith that he will do that. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys tonight, because again, I completely understand the challenge with being able to connect with God, especially when we are in a world where the world literally is telling us that we don't need God, and telling us that we can manifest our own outcomes and situations and circumstances, and that we shouldn't believe in God and we shouldn't trust God, and we can do whatever we need to do in our own two hands. Like, that's what we're up against right now. So I know that it's hard and I know that it's difficult, and I'm right there with you. But at the end of the day, like I said, I have seen and I've witnessed the power of God, the glory of God, the grace of God, the mercy of God, and I can't help but striving every single day to do my best to please him, to honor him, and to build up his kingdom. And so that is my ultimate goal in life. So as a reminder, relaunch this Sunday, 4 p.m., Coppertail Brewery. Hope you can make it. If you intend to come, please RSVP so I make sure I got food for you. That's the main thing, to make sure I can feed you. and also some other things in the midst coming up soon for Firestarter Coaching Services is this program called the Love Covers All program. And it literally is couples, it's for couples, and it is to help you to take your relationship to another level. And I'm telling you, it's 9 weeks of going deep, taking deep dives into relational issues and encouraging and motivating you guys to, again, take your relationship to another level. Is to help improve communication, connection, to get you talking about those things that maybe you have been afraid to talk about, didn't really know how to talk about. And it doesn't matter how long you've been married. You could have been married 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, 33 years, doesn't matter. It's for anyone who is in a committed relationship and you're wanting to take your relationship to another level. You just head over to my website, LaKeeshaHines.com, and you can get more information about that. Please check out the website anyway, so you can see all the products and services that are available to you. And make sure that, again, you schedule that H.E.A.T call if you are considering receiving services from me. I am here to serve. This is my ministry, and I want to do whatever I can to help these marriages be healthy and to thrive, and to have you be able to experience the fullness of what it is that God truly designed for your marriage. So again, head over to that website, LaKeeshaHines.com. Check that out. And if you have any questions or whatever, you can always email me. You can message me directly from the website. Please like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share with your friends and family that I am here. Let them know to tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. You can also connect on our social media with our Facebook and Instagram pages, Firestarter Coaching Services. I want to connect with you. I want to connect with you, and I want to serve you in every capacity that I can. The last thing I want to share with you guys is, guess what? We have launched a Love Covers All challenge. It is a 28-day challenge where every day you're being asked to take a challenge. And that challenge literally is to help you to spread love. Guys, think about it. How much hatred is out there in the world today? Just think about it. How much hatred is out there in the world today? So much, right? So, what can we do to counteract that? Well, we can spread more love. And that's exactly what I'm encouraging you all to do. So I want you to take this challenge, this 28-day challenge. It started yesterday. It's not too late for you to jump in. You actually can get information about it on our Facebook page or our Instagram page. And basically, every day you'll see the challenge. You are to perform the task. Post your experience with the hashtag Love Covers All challenge, and then like, share, subscribe, right? Like, share, subscribe. Let people know that this challenge is happening, because we want this thing to go to the 4 corners of the earth. We want it to go worldwide, nationwide. So I need you guys to do your part, and you take the challenge, because once you take it, somebody else will too. So again, it started yesterday. It's not too late for you to jump in and take this challenge. We want to spread love all across the world. And again, like I said, if you want to learn more about the challenge, you can go to our Instagram page. You can go to our Facebook page, which is Firestarter Coaching Services, and get all of the information that you possibly need. And again, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to show you a quick little video, and then I will see you next week. So don't go anywhere. Let's show you this quick video. You get more information. Hang in there. Firestarter Coaching Services proudly presents the next flame to be sparked. It's the Love Covers All Challenge. We're looking for all the flame seekers and keepers out there who want to spread love to themselves and others in 2023. We're starting this love movement because the truth is, there's so much hatred in the world today. We can all use more love. This love movement will begin February 1st and will continue throughout the entire month. It includes a 28-day challenge that will stretch you to go to higher and deeper levels. Not only are we inviting you to take the challenge, we're also asking you to share how love has covered you, or how you have used love to cover someone else. Every day you will be given a task to complete. Do the task and then invite someone else to do it too. Please accept our personal invitation to take this 28-day challenge to ignite a firestorm of love and to show the world that love truly does cover all. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And again, I look forward to seeing you next week. I look forward to you taking the challenge. Let me see you on Instagram. Let me see you on Facebook, hashtagging Love Covers All Challenge. And make sure you're doing that and sharing with your friends and family. All right, you guys, have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Take care.